Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Kids Corner. Hope all of you are very well. In this video I am going to tell you the story Mountain's Laughter. Once upon a time there lived a rich farmer. He had two sons. The eldest son was a liar. He was also lazy and dishonest. The younger one was hard-working, kind and honest. The eldest son was married, but the younger one was unmarried. One day, the farmer died after a short illness. The younger son performed the funeral rites of his father. The eldest son feigned illness and didn't take part in the funeral. The younger son returned after performing the last rites of his father. When he entered the house, he could not see any of his father's treasures. When he was busy with the last rites of his father, the eldest son and his wife had collected all the treasures and hidden them somewhere. The younger son asked his elder brother, "Where are our father's valuables?" The elder brother replied, "Our father has saved nothing except this small house, and I have a wife and two children, while you are not married. Therefore, only I have the right to own this house." The younger brother didn't argue. He left the house quietly. He walked for a whole day until he reached the foot of the mountain. He built a small hut and began to live there. His only companions were a dog and a cat. Soon it was the beginning of the monsoon. The younger son decided to plow the piece of land at the foot of the mountain. He didn't have a pair of bullocks with him, so he made a small wooden plow and yoked the dog and the cat to the plow. But how could these two small animals pull a plow? The mountain saw this sight and took pity on the younger son. He started laughing. Hearing the mountain's laughter, the younger son looked at him. He saw diamonds, pearls, and gold coins glittering in the mountain's mouth. He jumped into the mouth of the mountain with a bag. He filled his bag with the treasure and came out. The younger son returned to his village with his treasure. He built a lovely, large mansion for himself. He also bought a piece of land and a pair of bullocks. He employed servants and began farming. He got married. Now the younger son became one of the leading wealthy men of the village. The elder brother was surprised to see the prosperity of his brother. One day, he went to visit him. The younger brother warmly welcomed him. The elder brother asked him, "What is the secret of your prosperity?" The younger brother frankly told him the whole story. Now the elder brother too wanted to be rich. He left his village and began to live in a small hut at the foot of the mountain. At the onset of the monsoon, he made a wooden plow and tied a dog and a cat to it. The dog and the cat began to pull the plow. The mountain saw this and felt sorry for the elder brother. He started laughing. On hearing the mountain's laughter, the elder brother looked at his mouth. He saw diamonds, pearls, and gold coins in it. He immediately jumped into the mouth of the mountain with a large sack. He filled the sack with as much treasure as he could lay his hands on. The mountain sensed the elder brother's greed. He was so angry that he bit his lips and closed his mouth. The elder brother was trapped inside the mountain forever. He had paid a very heavy price for his greed and dishonesty. So, what is the moral of the story? The moral is, too much greediness is dangerous. So if you have enjoyed this video, then do like it, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video, I am going to tell you a story. Who is clever? A lion, the king of the forest, had a fox as his minister. Every day the lion hunted and killed an animal for his food. The fox got a share from it as a reward for serving as the minister. One day, the lion fell sick. He could not go out for hunting. So he said to the fox, "Today I can't go out for hunting, but I am very hungry. Please go and bring me some animal for my food." The fox said to himself, "No animal will come to the lion willingly. What shall I do now?" He thought and thought. At last an idea came to his mind. He thought, "The donkey is a stupid animal. I can fool him and bring him here." So he went to the donkey and said, "I have some good news for you. The lion, the king of this forest, has decided to make you his secretary. Please come with me and see him." The donkey was very much pleased to hear this. So he went with the fox to the lion's den. The hungry lion sprang up on the donkey and killed him. Then he said to the fox, "I am going to the river to drink water. You shall sit here and take care of this kill." So the lion went to the river. Now the fox himself was very hungry. He hurriedly ate the brain of the donkey before the lion returned from the river. The lion came after some time. He looked at the donkey and asked, "Where is the brain of this animal?" The fox smiled and said, "Sir, if the donkey had brains, he would not have come here. Donkeys are brainless animals." So, if you enjoyed this video, then please like, subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video, I am going to tell you the story, Can Anyone Change Fortune? Once an emperor invited a reputed fortune teller to his court. The fortune teller was known for making correct predictions. The emperor welcomed him with great respect and offered him a seat. Then the emperor gave him his horoscope and said, "Learned sir, please read my horoscope and tell me what the future has in store for me." The fortune teller studied the horoscope very carefully. Then he said, "Your Majesty, I will tell you the bare facts which your stars tell me. Please do remember that I don't tell imaginary tales." The emperor said, "I understand what you mean. Please tell me your findings without any fear." The fortune teller, to begin with, told the emperor all the good things that the future had in store for him. The emperor felt very happy to hear about those good things. But when the fortune teller began to tell the emperor about his misfortunes, the emperor felt very sorry. At one stage, he felt very much offended and he shouted at the fortune teller, "Say no more of your nonsensical stuff. Just tell me what your stars say about the time of your death." The clever fortune teller knew what the emperor had in his mind. So he said, Your Majesty, I am going to die just one day earlier than you. The emperor, in a fit of anger, was about to give an order for putting the fortune teller to death. But when he heard the fortune teller's prediction about his own death, he changed his mind. He recalled his good senses and admired the fortune teller's witty reply. He gave him rich royal gifts and sent him away respectfully. So, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video, I am going to tell you the story how the great epic Ramayana was written. Many years ago, a sage lived in the forest. He was called Maharishi Valmiki. He was very wise. He was not afraid to live alone in the forest with all kinds of wild animals. He loved them all and treated them very kindly. They too, in turn, became his friends and trusted him. One day, sage Narada visited him. Maharishi Valmiki welcomed him and offered him worship. In the course of conversation, Maharishi Valmiki put a question to Devarshi Narada. Sir, is there anywhere on earth a man who is strong, handsome, learned, truthful, kind, heroic, virtuous, and pious? In fact, perfect in every way, so as to be a blessing to his country and an example to all? Devarshi Narada replied, No, Valmiki, it is very difficult to find all the good qualities in a single person. I know only one man who had all these qualities. Maharishi Valmiki became curious and asked, Who is he? Tell me all about him. Devarshi Narada replied, It is none other than Sri Rama, the king of Ayodhya. He then narrated the life story of Rama. Maharishi Valmiki was very much thrilled. He thanked Devarshi Narada heartily. Thinking deeply of Sri Rama, Valmiki went to the nearby river. He was strolling on its bank. He saw two lovely birds sitting on a tree, billing and cooing happily. Suddenly, a hunter came there. Noticing the birds, he shot an arrow which hit one of the birds. The poor bird fell down dead. All at once, the silent forest was filled with the piteous cries of the other bird. Maharishi Valmiki was filled with pity at the sight of the lonely bird crying bitterly for its lost mate. He turned to the hunter and said indignantly, How could you kill that innocent happy bird? The sage's heart was so deeply moved that he began to sing a song of sorrow in metrical verse. He himself did not know how beautiful his song was, but Lord Brahma did. Lord Brahma, the god of creation, who heard the verse of Valmiki, appeared on the scene. He consoled Valmiki and said, O Valmiki, your verse is beautiful. Compose the story of Sri Rama. In the same meter, your poem will be remembered and sung for thousands of years to come. Maharishi Valmiki was inspired by these words. He resolved to devote all his time and talent to writing the story of Sri Rama in verse. His great poem is called Valmiki Ramayana. So, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends, and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video I am going to tell you the story of the clever pupils. A school teacher used to take a nap every afternoon. One day some of his pupils asked him, "Sir, why do you sleep every afternoon?" The teacher jocularly said, "When I sleep, I go to a dreamland where I meet ancient sages." On an extremely hot day, some of the pupils fell asleep in the afternoon. When the teacher saw this, he got angry at them. When he cheated them, they said, "Sir, we were in dreamland. We met the sages there. We talked to them for a long time." "What did you talk about?" asked the teacher. "We asked them if a school teacher came there every afternoon, but they said they had seen no such person." So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video I am going to tell you the story The Miser Merchant. Once there lived a miser merchant. One day he lost a bag containing 100 gold coins. He went to the mayor and reported the matter. He asked the mayor to make an announcement around the town. The mayor suggested that the finder of the bag should be suitably rewarded. The miser didn't like the idea, but he didn't have any other option, so he agreed. A poor farmer found the bag. He went to the miser to return it. The miser checked the bag and asked the poor man to go. When the farmer asked for the reward, the miser said, "You have already taken 10 gold coins. There were 110 gold coins in this bag, and now there are only 100. The poor farmer went to the mayor and reported the matter. The mayor called the miser and asked for an explanation. He said the same thing as he had said to the farmer. The mayor asked the miser to show him the bag. Then he said, "This bag doesn't belong to you because it can contain only 100 coins. Your bag must be bigger than this. Therefore, I am giving this bag to the farmer." Then mayor handed the bag to the poor farmer. The miser returned home with a heavy heart. He lost his bag because of his greedy nature. So, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video I am going to tell you the story A Selfless Man. One day a king went around his kingdom to inquire about the welfare of his people. Wherever he went, the people had one or the other things to complain. The king asked his ministers, "Is there not even a single man in this kingdom who is contented?" The king rode a little further and came upon a hut. An old man was digging the ground. He was very intent on his work. The king went to the old man and asked him, "Old man, do you need anything?" The old man bowed before the king and then said with folded hands, "O king, my ancestors have left this piece of land for me. God has given me strength to work on it. By the grace of God, I have much for me and my family. I don't need anything else. When he asked the farmer what he was sowing, the farmer replied, "Mango seeds." The king felt confused and asked the farmer, "What's the use of sowing mango seeds at this age? You might not be alive to enjoy its fruits." The old man smiled and replied, "I am doing this for my generations to come. The fruits that I have eaten in my lifetime have been from the trees which my forefathers had planted. Now I am doing the same." The king felt very happy to hear such words for a simple farmer. So, moral of the story is never be self-centered. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends, and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video I am going to tell you a story, The White Crow. One evening, a crow was flying towards its nest. Suddenly it heard a loud thundering. It shook with fear and accidentally fell into a drum. The drum was filled with lime water that is used for whitewashing the walls. With a great difficulty, it came out of the drum and sat on a window of a house. When the crow saw itself white from its beak to its feather, it felt shocked. It understood that it was all because of the lime water. Suddenly it thought of a plan. As it began to fly back towards its nest, it called the other crows. The crows were surprised to see such a bird cawing like one of them. They followed it curiously. It reached its nest. Then it addressed the crows. "God has sent me to guide you. From now, I am your king. Henceforth, you all have to look after me and serve me well. All of you must respect me and obey my orders. I will take care of all your problems. Whoever faces any difficulty must come to me." All the crows agreed. From that day, the crows started serving the white crow. The crow felt very proud. It started leading a happy life until one afternoon, when it started raining heavily, the colors started coming down from the crow's body. All the crows recognized him. They pecked at the crow and threw it out of their group. So, moral of the story: be what you are. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends, and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. In this video I am going to tell you a very interesting story, a witty answer. A farmer once went to a city for some important work. After the completion of the work, he went around the city. He saw a big shop and went in. There he gazed at different items with amusement in his eyes. He liked a hat kept there. He asked the salesman the price of the hat. The salesman thought that the farmer would not buy the hat. Therefore, he said mockingly, 10,000 rupees. The farmer nodded his head. But where are the holes? Asked the farmer. Holes? Which holes are you talking about? Asked the salesman. Holes for the ears of an ass, because at this price only an ass will buy this hat, replied the farmer. So, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends, and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I want to share with all of you that our next upcoming video would on a small incident of the great King Solomon. So please stay with us for experiencing all new interesting, witty and exciting latest videos in this channel. Please subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much for watching. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you a story of the wisdom of King Solomon. One day, King Solomon went into a forest for hunting. There, at a place, he saw two snakes fighting each other. Between the two, one of the snakes was blue colored and the other one was brown. The two snakes were fighting with loud hisses. At last, the brown snake seemed to be more powerful than its opponent and was about to strike the blue snake when King Solomon picked up a stone and hit the brown snake. The brown snake fell dead there, and then suddenly it became hazy all around. When it cleared, the king saw a giant standing in place of the blue snake. The giant said with folded hands, "Don't be frightened. You saved my life today. I had turned myself into a snake to escape my enemy from poisoning me. But he too turned himself into a snake and pursued me. You killed him and saved my life. I am obliged to you. What do you want? Wealth or the gift of healing?" "I don't need wealth, as I have much, and I don't need power of healing, as I'm not a doctor. If you want to give me something, then give me the gift of wisdom," said King Solomon. The giant gave him the boon and disappeared. From then on, King Solomon became the wisest man in the world. So, wisdom is priceless. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends, and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today in this video I am going to tell you a story, The Clever Monkey. Once there lived a shepherd. He had a monkey and a goat as pets. Every day the shepherd would take them along when he took his sheep out for grazing. He would tie the goat around a tree and leave the monkey free. The goat always wondered why the shepherd didn't let him roam freely like the monkey. The monkey was very naughty. He would always tease the goat. The goat didn't like it, but she would not say anything to the monkey. One day, as usual, the shepherd tied the goat to a tree. The monkey was playing on the tree. Suddenly, he felt very hungry. His eyes fell on the lunch box of the shepherd. When the monkey opened the box, he found curd and rice in it. His mouth watered. The monkey asked the goat if she wanted to have some, but the goat denied, saying that was not right. The monkey didn't care and ate all the lunch. Just then, the monkey saw the shepherd coming. He wiped his hands on the goat and smeared her mouth with curd. Then he jumped on the tree. When the shepherd saw his lunchbox empty, he felt very angry. He looked at the monkey, but his hands were clean. Then he saw the curd smeared over the goat's mouth. Thinking that goat had eaten his lunch, the shepherd beat her a lot. The monkey smiled sitting on the tree. So, friends, always be careful of others' intentions. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you about our next upcoming video, that would be about the great Indian poet, scholar, thinker and special advisor Tenali Rama of the court of the king Krishna Devaraya of Vijayanagar Empire. So please stay tuned with us for experiencing all the latest new, interesting, witty and exciting stories illustrated with beautiful pictures. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel to get all the latest new updates. Thank you so much for watching. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today in this video I am going to tell you a story, Who is Honest? One day, King Krishna Devaraya was sitting in the court with his courtiers and was enjoying an interesting discussion. The topic was, who are most honest, the rich or the poor? Rajguru said, Your Majesty, when a poor man is forced by his adverse circumstances, he becomes dishonest. But he is helpless because his poverty makes him do so. Just then, Tenali stood up and said, Your Majesty, I don't agree with Rajguru. The courtiers began to discuss the issue in whispers. They had a variety of opinions. Some said that Rajguru was right, while others believed that Tenali was right. But everyone was curious to know why Tenali had said so. The king asked Tenali, Can you prove, Tenali, that whatever Rajguru said is wrong? Tenali replied, I can prove, Your Majesty, but I want some time. The king asked Tenali how much time he wanted. Tenali replied with folded hands, about a week, a little more or less depending upon the circumstances. The king said to Tenali, Tenali, can you tell me what you want to do? Then Tenali whispered something in the king's ear, hearing which the latter said, all right, I'd make arrangements if you can prove your contention to be true. Later, in the presence of the king, Tenali asked for some gold coins from the royal treasury. After counting them, he put them into 2 small bags. Then he said to the king, Maharaj, I will throw these bags on 2 different roads. One is the path trodden by the Nagarset to the river Tungabhadra to have his bath early in the morning every day, and the other is the path taken by a very poor man early in the morning in search of work. Now let us see which of these bags returns intact. The king expressed his consent. Next morning, Tenali threw a bag on the Nagarset's path and hid behind a tree and began to watch the path. As usual, at dawn, the Seth came out of his house and left for the river to take his bath. But when he saw a small bag lying on the way, he stopped and exclaimed, What sort of bag is this? I must open and see what it contains. As he opened the bag, many gold coins came out, making a clanking sound, and fell on the ground. The Seth was bewildered. He shouted, Oh my God, these are gold coins. What an auspicious day it is for me. I must take away these gold coins before anyone sees me doing so. The Seth quickly gathered the gold coins, and instead of going to take bath, he turned back to his home, hiding the gold coins in the fold of his shirt. In his heart, he thanked Goddess Lakshmi for showering her grace on him. Next day, Tenali Raman threw the other bag on the poor man's way. When the poor man spotted the bag lying on his way, he immediately lifted it up in surprise and exclaimed, Who threw this bag here so early in the morning? Let me see what it contains. And when he did so, his eyes almost burst out of his socket on seeing the gold coins. Oh God, so much money! What should I do with it? While the poor man was returning home, the gold coins stirred a commotion in his conscience. Oh God, what should I do with this? Should I use them for my benefit or return to the owner? Now the poor man was in a fix. He was thinking, maybe this bag belongs to someone needy like me. Maybe these coins are his lifetime's saving. I must return them. But whom I should return in this to? After a long deliberation, the poor man decided to deposit them in the royal treasury. He did so and took the receipt of the deposit thus made. But these activities took his entire day and he couldn't earn anything on that day. Tenali waited for many days, But the other bag didn't return. Then Tenali informed the king, Your Majesty, only one bag has been returned. That's nice, exclaimed the king. Who returned the bag? The poor man, exclaimed Tenali Raman. All right, now bring the set, ordered the king, and added, I will ask him what he did with that money he found on his way to the river, and also bring that poor man. When both the wanted persons reached the royal court, the king first asked the Seth, What did you do with the money you found on your way to the river? Oh, that money, the Seth began rather hesitatingly. I have invested it in my business. Why didn't you try to return the money to its legitimate owner? The king asked sternly. Why should I have done that? The Seth questioned. I found the bag on my way, Maharaj. Deeming it to be a token of the grace of goddess Lakshmi, I brought it home. But you will have to return that money to state treasury as it was royal property, the king announced. Have mercy on me, Maharaj, pleaded the Seth. How can I return that money now? I have used it in my business and I suffered heavy losses in my business. The king kept quiet for some time and then asked the poor man, Why didn't you use that money? If you had wanted, you could have easily eradicated your poverty with that money. My conscience didn't allow me to accept it. I thought possibly this money might be the life's earning of some person like me. In that case, by using that money, I would have committed a grave sin, the poor man explained. In the evening, when Tenali Raman went to the king's chamber, he said, Maharaj, didn't I tell you that it's only a poor man who is honest and not a rich man? You are very much right, Tenali, admitted the king. Really, poor men are more honest than rich men. By your test, you have proved it conclusively. This remark by the king brought admiration for the Tenali Raman. Then Tenali said, Your Majesty, you promised me that if I was found correct, you would reward me. Yes, Tenali, said the king. Not only you, but that poor man also deserves a reward. Then the king asked the royal cashier to bring that bag, which was duly returned. He summoned the poor man and gave that bag containing gold coins to him, saying, This is the reward for your honesty and high sense of morality. The poor man happily accepted the reward and went home. Then the king ordered the cashier to bring another bag containing equal amount of gold coins and gave it to Tenali Raman. Tenali Raman happily accepted the reward. The Seth was asked to return that money to the royal treasury. This was his punishment for being dishonest and greedy. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you two small stories. First story is The Bird and the Monkeys. Once there was a huge tree on the banks of a river. Some birds had built their nests on it and lived there happily. One cold winter day, it began raining very heavily. Some monkeys who were playing nearby got drenched and ran for shelter under the tree. All of them were shivering. The birds felt very sorry for the monkeys. They advised the monkeys to build a shelter for themselves. At this, the monkeys got annoyed, thinking that the birds were making fun of them. When it stopped raining, the monkeys climbed up the tree and destroyed the birds' nests. The poor birds realized that they should not have given advice that was not asked for. Friends, and another story is the dog and the donkey. Awakened by a sudden noise, a huge dog woke up but immediately went off to sleep again. The donkey was astonished and asked, "Shouldn't you be barking? This could be thieves." The dog replied, "It would be better if you mind your own business." Being rebuked like this, the donkey became angry and brayed as loudly as possible. The thieves ran away and the master came running. He was so angry at being awakened for no reason that he beat up the donkey badly. The experienced dog later told the donkey, "Didn't I warn you? With a master like this, it's best to always think of yourself only." So, friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends. And thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you a story, King of Vegetables. One day an argument arose among all the vegetables. The topic of the argument was who deserved to be the king of all the vegetables. The potato stood up and said, "I am found everywhere in the world. People relish eating me. Besides that, I have many eyes to keep an eye on all of you. Therefore, I should be the king." The onion disagreed and said, "Everyone likes my distinctive flavor. Without it, no one will even see you." Then it turned to the other vegetables and said, "The same applies to you. You all are tasteless without me. Therefore, I deserve to be your king." At this, the chili stood up and said, "A king should be hot and fiery in nature to control his subjects. Therefore, I should be the king. Being the strongest amongst you all, I deserve to be the king," said the pumpkin. Like this, all the vegetables stated why they should be the king. At last, Brinjal, who was sitting quietly till now, stood up and said, Have you all finished boasting? Look at me closely. Only I deserve to be the king, as I am born with a crown on my head, which none of you has. They silenced all the vegetables and they accepted the brinjal as their king. So, friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you a story, The Rich Man and His Sons. Once in a town, there lived a rich businessman named Naresh. He had 3 sons who showed no interest in their father's business. They spent money lavishly and spent their time in roaming here and there in the streets with useless urchins. The father would worry about his children. He thought that he had earned all the money with his hard work and labor, and his children would spend it within no time. He decided to test who among his sons was the ablest one. One day he called his sons and said, "My dear children, I am going on a pilgrimage and I will return after 6 months. I am giving each of you some money. Let me see how each of you keeps and uses the money, so that I can decide who amongst you is capable of looking after my entire wealth." Then he gave 3 bags of gold coins to his eldest son, 2 bags of gold coins to his second son, and 1 bag of gold coins to his youngest son. Then the businessman left for the pilgrimage. After returning from there, he called his 3 sons and asked them how they had spent the money. The eldest son said, "Father, I have taken full care of the money you gave me. I haven't spent anything at all. I have kept the money in my box. I wanted to buy many things, but for saving the money, I didn't." The second son said, "Father, I enjoyed with the money you gave me. I have bought many clothes for myself. I also spent some money on eating good food. I have not a single penny left with me." Then the third son said, giving 3 bags full of gold, "Father, I started a business with the money you gave me and earned a lot of profit." The father embraced the youngest son and said, "You are worthy of taking the responsibility of my wealth." The rich man was happy. At least he had one son who could take proper care of his wealth. He said to his sons, "One should always utilize the money he has in a proper way." So friends, moral of the story: use money properly. So friends, If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you a story how the dog found his master. Once in a forest lived two puppies, Rocky and Bruno, happily with their mother. Every morning the mother would go out in search of food. In her absence, the puppies used to make noise. In the evening, when their mother would return, she would become very sad when neighbors would complain about her children. So, one day she said to her children, "See, if you want to become powerful and popular, then you will have to leave your naughtiness." "Mother, what is the use of being powerful?" asked Rocky. She calmly answered, "Son, one must have the power to combat with the wild animals to survive in this forest." Now they understood the point. They busied themselves in physical activities. One day, their mother returned home with severe injuries. Before dying, she could only tell them that a fox was her killer. After their mother's death, their neighbors came to them, and instead of consoling them, they ordered Rocky and Bruno to leave the place as they could not bear them any more. Helpless puppies cried and went to their mother's friend, the elephant. He gave them shelter in his house, but he warned them not to bark. But the puppies could not leave their old habit. During daytime, they somehow controlled themselves, but couldn't resist at night and barked. The elephant was afraid, for he knew that the barking would attract the tiger. So he told them to vacate his house. Then the puppies approached the tiger. The tiger permitted them to stay in his cave without any fear of other animals. But he was also scared when the puppies started barking at night. He thought that their barking would attract hunters and they would kill him. So he also chased the puppies out of his house. They were helplessly roaming around the forest. Suddenly they saw a hunter coming towards them. They went to him and sought his help. He took them to his house. The hunter's children were very happy to get the puppies. When the night came, the puppies were worried about their habit of barking. They tried to stop themselves from barking but couldn't stop. But this time they were surprised to find that nobody stopped them from barking. The hunter was very happy with their barking habit. He was relieved because his house was safe from thieves now. One day, the puppies went to the forest along with the hunter and took him to the fox, who had killed their mother. The hunter killed the fox. Rocky and Bruno were very happy to take revenge from their mother's killer. Since that time, the friendship between human beings and dogs has been strengthened. So, friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you a story, The Stag and the Lion. A stag was once very proud of his magnificent antlers, but unhappy with his slim legs and hoofs. A lion began chasing him one day. The stag ran for his life but got stuck in a thicket. His antlers got stuck in the branches of a tree and he could not free himself. He was trapped. Then he realized that he had been foolish to discredit his legs and hoofs that helped him to run fast, while he had been unnecessarily proud of his huge antlers that had finally brought about his end. Friends, my another story is The Fox and the Goat. On a hot summer day, a thirsty fox was searching for water in a field. He came across a well with very little water in it. The clever fox saw that a pulley system was in place, which meant that one bucket would go down, bringing another bucket to the top. The fox quickly jumped into the bucket, dangling at the top. Down went the bucket and he gulped the water, quenching his thirst. But now he had to go up. A little later, a goat came along, looking for water, and peered into the well. The fox explained to the goat that if she wanted to drink water, she should get into the bucket at the top. When she came down, he would go up. "But how will I get back?" she asked. "Simple," said the fox. "I can come down and you will go up." Unaware of the cunning fox's plan, the goat agreed. Soon the fox was out and went its way, leaving the poor goat in the well. So, friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the latest news stories. Share this video with your friends and thank you so much for watching our video. Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to tell you a story, why the idol of Lord Jagannath has no hands, legs and ears. According to stories heard from so long, the poet Tulsidas once visited Puri in search of Lord Rama, which he used to call Raghunath. After completing his darshan of Lord Jagannath, he was extremely disappointed. Tulsidas then reached a village called Malatipathapur. There he sat down under a tree and started to cry. A boy passing by came up to him and asked him the reason for his agony. The poet explained to the boy that his Raghunath, whom he loved so dearly, had actually eluded him at Puri, and that he was non existent in what he saw at the temple. The boy then explained Tulsidas that Raghunath is an offshoot of Param Brahma who can move without feet, can see without eyes, and can listen without ears. It was then that Tulsidas realized his folly and rushed back to Puri to find his Raghunath. This explains why Jagannath has no ears, no hands, and no feet. There is another story behind the idol not having ears, legs, and hands. According to people of old times, it is said that the temple was originally presided over by Vishnu's statue with 4 hands holding the signature of Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, conch, wheel, mace, and the lotus made of blue sapphire. Hence the name Neela Madhav. Jagannath is worshipped even today as Neela Madhav. This temple was attacked many times by the Mughal emperor, as also later on by Kala Pahad. The idol was badly damaged many times. The king of Puri then took a decision to replace it with something that can be recreated time and again. No matter how many times it gets destroyed, the new statue is an example of tribal art, possibly borrowed from nearby villages. This art form has a strong Buddhist influence, as time of the king's decision was possibly around the 16th century. So friends, there are so many such interesting stories of Lord Jagannath. If you know more, then please share in the comment section below. Friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much for watching our video.